Roblox anime games nowadays are disappointing. Now, if you've been in the Roblox anime community for a while now, then you've seen most of the top anime games thriving right now. Now, I've been gone for 8 months. While I was gone, I was behind the scenes observing. I saw games come and go throughout the year within the community. Games like Anime Adventures, ABA, YBA, Blox Fruits, Bloodline, and many more. I've been on Roblox since 2013, so I've seen a lot of games and played a lot of games throughout the years. I've seen Roblox games develop into how it is right now. However, I started to notice a couple things, some good things, some bad things, about the newer released Roblox anime games. Some of these topics and or points I'll be making will probably turn into its own video down the line. But anyways, the main reason why I left the community was a lack of creativity and content within the genre, within a specific niche. I'm talking about copies. And when I say copies, I don't mean games looking like other games. We know GPO, aka Grand Peace Online by For You, set a higher standard for how games look like nowadays, which is good. It was one of the only games that revolutionized the graphics standard, how games and assets looked. But you and I should well know that graphics doesn't entirely make up a good game essentially. Your game doesn't have to have GPO graphics to be considered good. Actually, we've seen games try to push too heavily on the graphics standard, not the overall quality of the game. Mainly quality of graphics rather than quality on actual gameplay and content. Also, the fact that some developers felt obligated to drop games that were extremely buggy and unfinished on release, then get defended and say the community pressured them, which is true to some sort of extent, but overall it was just the developers' fault. You can delay games or just not even announce a release date and just disappear from the face of the earth. Yes, I'm looking at you, anime legends. We literally got no news of it as of right now in 2023 for a trailer that dropped like 1 or 2 years ago, but that's fine. Anyways, I'm also talking about games using a specific formula, but failing to utilize it to its fullest. Now, before I go into that, I'm gonna go over devs who took the formula and used it right. You see, when a developer makes a game, take for example, does anyone remember Anime Cross? Anime Cross 2? It was the AVA for a lot of people back in the day. It sort of aged a little bit, but it's still in a playable state. About a year or two later down the line, Dog Studios South, a Roblox dev team that created ABA, also known as Anime Battle Arena. They took the synopsis of, hey, let's take anime characters and make them fight each other in a battleground game, like Anime Cross, but with an addition of a glorious and unique combat system. That makes it more of a sense skill-based in some instances, better than other games doing it. I mean, ABA's roster's unbalanced, but you get my point. ABA had its own style, really made it stand out amongst the crowd and blow up to what it is now today. Another example was Anime Adventures. The top anime tower defense game was All-Star Tower Defense a couple years back. Now you see Anime Adventures, despite it being new, dominating and surpassing All-Star in the market today. So they're obviously doing something right. It's time for a big example of straight up copies. Now I'm going to talk about using the formula wrong. Devs who took the formula and ran it to the ground, made people tired of seeing the same game every time. Now what I'm about to discuss is, this was in my opinion, one of the most gross eras in the community. I'm talking about NO2 clones. NO2, also known as Naruto Online 2, was a community-based Naruto game made by Snake Roll. Some mind-blowing things happened, and it's gone now. You can't play it anymore, but it was very fun at the time for a lot of their players within the community, and even to viewers who simply just watched YouTubers play it. A lot of viewers saw this game, people wanted to play it, people saw it getting a lot of attention within the community, yada yada yada, so they finally came to the conclusion, why not copy it? We see this practice being done a lot today, with the effort to gain players and money solely. However, it's not even ironically funny anymore. It's just flat out annoying. We also have another problem with the so-called ABA clones, or just games that are simply not clones, but are going for the same take anime characters and put them in a battleground to fight each other aesthetic. Take for example, Anime Showdown. It's not a clone. It has very good quality actually, looks better than ABA in my opinion, but it lacks the abundance of a roster that ABA has. It's also paid access too, so. Anyways, back to ABA clones. I'm guessing most people at the time got tired of Par making anime girls and fake characters. I didn't mind. I didn't mind the Fate characters though. Fate is one of my top favorite anime, so I was glad it was getting some sort of recognition on platforms like Roblox. But yeah, it got a bit too excessive. Take my thinking with a grain of salt, but people possibly got tired of those characters with an addition of a lack of quality updates at the time. So at the time, they possibly wanted to recreate said games, adding their own twist to it, whether it was out of inspiration or just simply to troll the community. It's sort of disappointing too, because some of these devs look like they have the potential to develop their own type of games, but they resort to the same type of games you already played before. No new ideas, whether it was to gain funds or again just out of inspiration or just trolling. I'm also gonna give them the benefit of the doubt and say they just rescripted everything. Even though using hacks to steal assets is another possibility. They try to use the ABA aesthetic to reel in players, with an addition of the fact they have characters that ABA doesn't have yet. And I can understand wanting quick funds, but that's the problem. Everybody wants a quick way to money compared to a couple years back, a time where devs weren't afraid of trying their own new concepts, and if perceived well at the time by the public, pushed forward with their projects into what it is now today. I mean, if you want to make a copy, or just having your own go at whatever based game genre you're going for, whether it be action and or turn-based RPG, round-based party games, sandbox games, tycoon games, simulators, I could go on. The main issue is that there's simply too much copies nowadays. There are too many people making the same game we have already seen before that try to live up to the games they're competing against. However, most just fall flat short on what they were originally supposed to accomplish. Also, please, I know this is like a big shocker here, but please do not lie. Some developers feel the need to tell their community it won't be a bandit beater, but the game ends up just primarily being the same to that of a bandit beater. If it's a bandit beater, it is what it is. Just please don't lie. It makes it a scam and outright just bad marketing. Then YouTubers hype it up. Some trends I saw happening. One of that being the ABA killer, a big example. Every anime game with a similar aesthetic to those of ABA, people kept saying it will kill ABA or surpass it. When in reality, it didn't really live up to the hype and people went right back to playing ABA. No matter what game genre you're looking for, searching for a good Roblox anime game, or even your anime game now in general, is like trying to find a needle in the haystack. And even if you do find that needle, it's not guaranteed you will even like the game initially. I can speak on a lot of Naruto fans here, going on with Shindo being the only good Naruto game on Roblox right now. I'm not talking about any side games here, just primarily one of the biggest ones, just being Shindo. I hated the lack of creativity within most developers, as well as the lack of content within their games. Content is a big thing that most games just simply do not have, for whatever reason. After grinding for hours, there's really no end game. Heroes Ultimatum, for example. It was a big flop. At the time I'm recording this right now though, they're currently under development and working on a remake. So hopefully there's some good changes and some good content added to the game when it drops. We'll see how that goes. My channel before I disappeared for 8 months. For 8 months, I was dedicated to just pure entertainment for my viewers, playing random anime games. However, that goal sort of changed. Changed like the passion for most anime games. That vanished like the passion put into most. I have a lot of things I want to talk about on this channel, so I hope you guys stick around. This channel will now serve as some sort of like game critique and game reviews. I'll be doing videos similar to that within the Roblox anime community. I want there to be life in the Roblox anime community again. Not saying there completely isn't, as some games are giving hope and carrying the community on its back, and I can't wait for some other games coming out in the future, such as Rail Seas or Holy War X. Maybe Anime Legends? Nah, I'm being a little bit too optimistic here. But hey, it's a possibility. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. My channel was supposed to be dedicated for my passion playing these games, but that passion has sort of fallen short due to games I had a passion for not living up to my expectations anymore, if that makes sense. That's why I left. Anyways, I hope some of y'all stick around. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. I'm back, and peace.